guys, it's Kaga HD, and I'm redoing this video mainly because I feel like I didn't do a good enough job on it and the gameplay was not as good as I intended it to be. So I'm gonna start this off by saying this is pretty much the same video, except so if you saw the last video, then I don't know, you can just go ahead and move on with life, click on another video or something. I don't know, it's up to you. And this video is about making your accuracy better, getting your accuracy better, helping your accuracy, getting your bullets on target. So a lot of people they just turn on their PS3 and then or Xbox, whatever you play on, or PC, I guess, and then they expect to get these awesome gameplays. Well, you shouldn't do that. You should, like, to get your accuracy up, you gotta be warmed up, and if you're not warmed up, you're not gonna be doing any work, especially not in like stuff like search and destroy, where it's like harder to get in a gunfight. So what I recommend doing is you can go in a private match, and then you can put it on like a dome, which is the smallest map. I recommend you use the smallest map, mainly because you get into more gunfights, you'll get pretty much warmed up faster. And that's pretty much the first tip, and I recommend you put free radar on that, by the way. That way you don't run into people that aren't looking at you, and then you'll know where they are. And my second tip is warm up your body. When I mean that, I don't mean it like the first tip, which is also warm up, but this one's warm up your body. Like when you're cold, I just feel like I just play better, like not when I'm cold, I mean when I'm like warm. And so what you could do is just go in the bathroom, maybe like put your hands in like warm water for a little bit, or you just do some push-ups every day. Like when I get home or before I leave, I do some push-ups, like really like fast, don't do it slow, and then that helps me like literally warm up, like your body. And that way you're not like stiff or anything, like your fingers, or. And the third tip is stretch your hands. You don't want to be you don't want to like move in and look like a robot, which is what I feel like happens before I like stretch my fingers or hands. My fourth tip is use a good sensitivity. Use 4 through 7. That's in between. That's not too low, that's not too high. And by the way, most MLG gamers, or people who like play MLG or GB, whatever, including me, I use 2 through 6. I use 6. That's just personally me. I like 6. I feel like it's not too fast, not too low. So keep that in mind. And the next tip is don't use 10 sensitivity. Don't use 10 sensitivity. Period. That's like the worst sensitivity you could use, and it's mainly because it's hard to kill people from far. It's harder to warm up. It's hard to get used to. There shouldn't be occasions where you need to turn on somebody because your back is open. Your back never should be open. Like by that I mean like make sure your back is like not open. And you wouldn't need 10 sensitivity if your back's never open. And another reason is because there's no way when somebody's shooting you faster than you turn, and that's a little bit hard to explain. I'm not even sure if I explained it right, but in the time that it takes you to kill somebody, you shouldn't have enough time to turn. And if you do, it means they were sniping or something. But if they were sniping, or I don't know, maybe they missed their bullet or something, I don't know, guys. Maybe they're using like a semi-automatic. Well, I guess that's different, but it's not impossible to turn on somebody with a low sensitivity. It's not impossible. I do it a lot, and I don't play on a high sensitivity. I play on 6. It's like in between. I guess that's high for some people, and that's very important. Keep that in mind, guys. Don't use 10 sensitivity. And another tip is say your aim just totally sucks. Maybe like, I don't know, maybe your aim is just like awful. Maybe that's the worst part about you. Then try using an M14 and go to 10 sensitivity. Why use 10 sensitivity? It's harder to shoot people. So when you use an M14, you know, you need those bullets on target, since it's like not a full automatic gun. You need those bullets on target. So you once you get good with that, you can just switch back. You know, this is a long-term thing, by the way. Don't just do this like one game, expect max results. You know, don't expect max results in one game. And that's gonna take a while, by the way. So you know, I recommend doing that only if your aim just totally sucks. And another tip is use FPS Freaks. Now, FPS Freaks are like a little add-on button. I have them myself. I feel like it works. I think they cost around $18. I think you could get a 10% discount on them. Like, if you want to check them out, I'll leave a link to their website. And by the way, I'm not getting paid or anything to advertise for them. This is just something that I personally bought, personally use. And a lot of the MLG like tournaments, whenever you play MLG, they have like this little bowl, like literally a little bowl with, they're just full of FPS Freaks, and then you can just like get however many you want. I think that's what I heard. I mean, I'm not sure. I've never been to like a real tournament. I do play MLG, but I'm not like that good. Like, holy crap, you know, that's too much. And I'm just that's pretty much all the tips I have, and I'm just gonna like ruin a few. Like, I've seen a few comments on other people's videos about like myths on like sensitivity, and people say, yeah, you know, that's a good sensitivity, you know, whatever, that's just, you know, just around sensitivity, that's a good sensitivity. But when I use an assault rifle, that's what they wrote, by the way. I saw like 3 of these comments. When I use an assault rifle, your sensitivity should be higher, and when I use a shotgun, it should be lower. When you use a submachine gun, it should be a little bit higher than a shotgun, a little bit lower than a assault rifle. And that's just totally wrong. I have no idea where people are getting that. That's so wrong. Assault rifles are meant for long range. That's why, you know, unlike I mean, I guess there's some retarded ass assault rifles that are just like, oh, hada, I'm just like gonna be in a submachine gun and give you like retarded ass. Damn, I wrecked that guy. And you know, they just give you like retarded ass recoil. And you know, some of them, like the M4A1, I personally think needs kick. So you know, red dot is a very important part to this. By the way, because ACOG lets you zoom in more, that does not mean your accuracy is gonna be better. Mainly because it takes longer to zoom in. Since it's more zoom in, of course, it's gonna be longer to zoom in. So in the time that it takes you to zoom in, somebody with the red dot is pretty much like the best. Don't use holographic. It just covers more of your screen, as you can see here. Like, you know, it covers a lot of your screen. And don't use any dual scopes or whatever it's called. Don't use those. Just use a normal red dot, guys. If you're trying to kill people from long range, use like an ACR with kick and a red dot. Don't use anything other. Don't use ACOG, guys. That's the worst perk, okay? I mean, or attachment, okay? I'm just saying. And back to the sensitivity, like low sensitivity. The higher the range of the gun, the lower the sensitivity you should play on. Except snipers. I mean, I personally use 9 when I'm sniping, and everything else I use 6. And I think I get a triple feed right here. Yeah, triple kill, and I'm a boss, guys. And that's pretty much, I think that's all the tips I have. And just keep that in mind, you know, a lot of the MLG gamers, they use like low sensitivities. It's harder with like a low sensitivity. It's easier to shoot people from far, and it's easier to, you know, warm up. As like I said, there's just so many more advantages compared to disadvantages. I mean, I remember I used to use 10 sensitivity, and I used to think I was cool. I was like, yeah, spinning fast, you know, spinning, yeah, what? You don't use 10 sensitivity? You're a noob, you know? Like, because I thought, since I didn't know how to change my sensitivity, I thought, you know, as soon as somebody told me, I was like, oh, this is crazy, you know? I gotta tell everybody about this. you know, this is crazy. I thought everybody who uses a low sensitivity are just straight up noobs because they don't know what they're doing, and that's just totally wrong. You know, I was totally wrong on that. And one thing that changed my mind forever was when one of my friends told me, like, he's the one that told me to change the sensitivity, and then he's the one that told me to change to a low sensitivity. So I was like, why are we changing? You know, why'd you tell me to change and then change back? And he was like, well, you know, he told me pretty much what I'm telling you, and that is Chad. Chad, if you're watching this, yes, it was you. And you know, he told me there shouldn't you're like you shouldn't be how do I explain this? How do I explain this? There shouldn't you know your bag shouldn't be open, guys. Your bag should never be open. You should know where they are. You should be taking care of all that. You shouldn't need to turn on somebody. That's just period. You shouldn't need to turn on somebody. And that's why I pretty much changed to a low sensitivity, and ever since then, you know, I died probably like 2 times because I get shot in the back. And like by 2 times I mean like 2 times a day, and then I just totally rage quit. I'm like, how do you get there, you know? It usually ends up being like mono for 3 spawns. I have no idea how I died there, but that's pretty much it, guys. um yeah, I don't die a lot from my back, and when I do, it's because of the mono for 3 spawns. But even then, like, even so, you know, you shouldn't be dying that much from your back, which is why you don't need 10 sensitivity, and that's pretty much the main tip. And that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Hey guys, this is the Kai Guy HD. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. And on the left side is going to be my last video. Right side is going to be a future video or a funny video. And underneath that, you can just go ahead and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys later.